and I'm pretty sure it's going to be amazing. So here we go.
It's time for Dents and Dreams, a paintless dent repair podcast focusing on how you can use the fruits of this wonderful trade we call PDR to achieve your wildest dreams. I'm John Bideen, your friendly neighborhood dent reaper and host of Dents and Dreams. Now, let's get started.
Let's get started indeed. Today, we have none other than James Catrambone. Forgive me if I have to say it like that. I just love it. Love your name, and I love the name of your company, Bones Dent Repair. How the hell are you, brother?
I'm good. Thank you. Thank you for having me on. Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks for coming back. I think it'll be a good episode. I mean, I don't know if everybody here remembers or not, or if they saw the original episode of James, but it was starting a PDR business, and that was just about 1 year ago. Here was March, and we got Christopher Allen in the house, Tim Green in the house. What up, gentlemen? If you got questions for James or me, and Mo Castillo in the house. What up, Mo? Tons of great peeps checking in already. But yeah, so I don't know. I mean, you came on last year. We talked about your transition from body tech, working for a body shop, into owning your own PDR business. And we kind of went down that whole journey. And now you're another year past that. Do you know your business birthday, so to speak, like the day you went on your own?
Thanksgiving, the week of Thanksgiving, is what it was. That was a couple of years ago, yeah.
Thanksgiving 2020?
Yes, 2020, exactly. I had to think about that. As far as
pandemic. Look.
Yeah, as far as timelines go, even hearing you say that a year's passed since we last jumped on for that podcast, it's just incredible how time can fly by. But yeah,
madness, dude.
It is, and it's great. It's a great thing. It's doing something like this is cool. I can revisit those memories of the beginning, and yeah.
Chris Allen giving you props. Chris Allen giving you props.
Chris. Thank you, Chris.
Yeah. And you're still doing real good. I mean, you produce really good content. Your before and after stuff and your educational style stuff. That's all pretty good. I would say it's not as fast and furious as it once was. What happened there, James?
Yeah, business focus as a whole and what was important to me, what I needed to do to just serve my clients better and where I was putting my energy, and just truly having a balance. Social media, I always loved it, to put it out, let my family members see it, and people tag along with the things I would repair. But I realized that other platforms are going to help drive my business that I thought was more important, such as a better website, something more user friendly, and just the Google platform as a whole. I think that to continue and show what you're doing in the evolution of how much better and more capable and stuff like that is also great. And I want to show some more things again, slowly but surely. I think I'll develop time.
I baited you into that question because I think it's important for everybody to kind of understand that. Like, a lot of times you see, and props to everybody putting out all these amazing repairs, and the more content out there on paintless dent repair, the better. But a lot of times you will see somebody putting out a ton of stuff and then they kind of fall off. And what really happens is, you realize, like for me, Instagram for my local PDR business is not a great lead generation tool.
Correct.
It's fun for, doing stuff within the community and et cetera, but it doesn't bring in a ton of work for me personally. I haven't, and some of the leads I did get were not, were not necessarily great leads. So yeah, like you say, like focusing on SEO, focusing on your Google My Business, I should probably do a little bit more with Facebook. I haven't really hit that super hard. I have my page built out nicely, but I have everything kind of automated now, and that's just how I roll with social media.
Yeah, and it really panned out by me switching my focus, especially by getting a better website built. 2 clients just today made, just such kind comments about it and the user friendliness, and that's why they chose me. And one client was from over an hour away, and they were dead set on using me for my services. And that can help, really screen out them, and they know what they're getting when you pull up. So it just
Absolutely.
really sets the stage. I think that was the biggest thing.
Yeah.
And
We got
then
shout out from sorry to interrupt you. I gotta give Josh Dragos props. He said what up, and he said you're pushing him to take on bigger repairs. So your content's doing good out there in the world. If it's not generating more customers, at least it's helping our boy Josh Dragos. So it's good to see.
Yeah, Josh is great. We've been chatting since I was in the body shop. And you do need to show some of your repairs. You can reference it to clients. You can send them a link to your YouTube videos. It's really powerful stuff. I used that today when I priced out a really big repair, and on top of the research they already did, so that helped easily sell the job. And we can point out things in a video that you just can't see by a picture. So definitely still important, and I'm guilty because I capture photographs and videos of practically every car I work on. I just don't want to go home and spend that extra hour to edit a video. For me, I'm not that efficient at it, and it can be more of a chore. I still like stories. I started to jump on and do some Instagram stories because I think it's fun and easy. I wish that putting out videos was that easy for me, because I'd probably be doing it nonstop.
Yeah, well, and you got to gravitate toward what you're actually going to do and what's working for you, and it's a weird balance to try to figure out what's working and whatever. And maybe your Instagram stories don't necessarily bring in a ton of business, but it's easy for you to do, and it keeps you connected to enough of a group to help you in other ways. So it's just to be solely focused on likes or whatever, views or this or that. It's tough to do. So yeah, I want to give shout out. We got Shuddy in the house, Andy Patrick in the house, Dent Digest and Ginger Bros respectively. Check them out later this week, Wednesday and Thursday, obviously. Josh is with you. Oh, Mo's with Josh, saying you're help pushing her. So that's
super
really cool.
kind.
Yeah, they're good stuff. Anyone in the Gonzalez clan is good with me and Castillo, but you know what I mean. Anyway, let's see. Scotto says build a folder for every repair, and when you complete it, it's all organized whenever you get to it. Yeah. I wish I was that smart. I've probably just random jumbled content everywhere, and yeah, it's
organization is not my strong suit.
Yeah. In some ways, yes, in other ways, no. And digital content organization is not for me, but yeah. So we veered off track, which is totally fine. Robert Biddle wants to say what up, Bones the Dent Man.
There we go. Hey, what's up, Robert?
Yeah, so 2020, Thanksgiving, you just said, pandemic, who cares? I'm going on my own. and you pulled the trigger. You started your own business, and we kind of talked about that last March. You know, from Thanksgiving to March, all the steps you took from there. What do you think in the last year have you know, obviously besides how you're doing with social media and let's talk about the website thing, because that seemed to be a strong point when you were discussing that. Where did you go to get your website built?
Actually, one of my family members, and even my mom has been a computer professional for over 20 years. So I had a family connection, but he really does fantastic work. I mean, he's got compliments from people even out of state, but it's nothing extraordinary. It's still a basic site, but I just think it really resonates with who I am as a person and as a company. And I think that if you can translate who you are and what you're trying to provide to your client with your website and make it easy for them, then you're really going to key in and capture those clients. I think that's a big thing. And just my sole focus, even from the get-go, is just trying to get feedback from them. So I very, very proud. I've surpassed the 100 Google review mark a little while ago.
That's huge, bro.
My goal was to get 100. Yeah.
What's your secret on that? Because
be a good person.
There's not a. Yeah. All right.
I'm just being. I'm being a wise guy.
What else can I do? What else can I do? No.
Yeah.
I mean, are you asking them face to face? Are you just sending them a link? Are you what's your procedure there?
I mean, maybe there's a little secret sauce. I mean, of course, I don't ask for reviews. I just really try to care and provide a good service for sure. And then when it's all said and done, when that link either automatically gets sent or I'll send it to them directly, I get it. I get a high return rate on that. I get a lot of people, reciprocating and leaving me a review, and really thankful for it. I was reading back on them the other day, and it's pretty amazing. For me, it's important.
Yeah.
I just love helping people. I truly do. I still love fixing cars. I think I'm 12, 13 years been repairing vehicles. I still love it. And the difference, Paintless Dent Repair is so unique. It's incredible how we can show up, fix their vehicle, all right then there, and then when it's all done, people are just amazed. I mean, when you do it right, I mean, or if it comes out great, right? I mean, it's just it's a special skill. I think it's just incredible. Yeah,
absolutely. I did a Hellcat yesterday, and the guy, I was probably 80% done. He comes out and he's like, "That looks amazing. Like, you're good." And I'm like, I'm not good. I don't know. Then I'm showing him in my light. Like, you see that? He's like, "Oh, yeah. I couldn't see it unless your light's on it." I'm like, "I know, but I know it's there, so I have to fix it." And he's like, "Okay, do whatever you gotta do." Like, doesn't change the price either way. So
yeah,
like, okay, but
it is cool. I always tell people it's like when we put a light on your repair, it's like a magnifying glass. I mean, it's just going to. It makes it feel so vivid when you look across it. It's going to point out any little flaw that the naked eye won't see. So we truly see what others don't.
Andy Patrick says it's hard for me to get reviews. I feel like I'm constantly begging them and getting crickets. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Well, I don't know what you're doing that's different, but I don't know. I might have to come ride with you for a week and just see. Because my business birthday is over 4 years now, 4.5 almost.
Sure.
And I'm at 41 reviews. And I can get into a flow, and like if I really, really make it my priority and I keep it top of mind, like I will talk to people about it and bring it up in such a way that they'll actually, like if you look at my reviews, it'll be like 10 in 2 weeks and then crickets. So I probably just need to focus on it more, because there are companies around, my area that have, 100, 200 plus, some of them. And, me sitting at 40 is probably not going to cut the mustard.
Well, there was points in this past year. A lot happened to me this past year since that past podcast. And there was areas of time where I didn't focus on it at all. I went a couple of months actually. I had some local hail last year that I was focused on. So truthfully, that was a lot different. My business was just being structured differently. So
hold up.
Yeah.
Hey, you said you got hit with hail your first year in business.
Yeah.
All right. Let's. I mean, we need to address that, obviously. So, when did it hail? Was it June, July,
April.
or like right after I talked to you? About a month later, it hailed. Now everybody's gonna be clamoring to get on the podcast. Pure coincidence, people. It's just pure coincidence.
It's technically hailed in my little area in some form in past 3 years in a row. It's not prevalent. I live in Florida. We're not in a hail-prone state. There was a tornado a few years back. But yeah, last year it hailed in my local area, just south of me. And it was moderate. It wasn't too severe. It actually just hailed here recently, two months ago, and it was record size for my area and demolished vehicles. But last year, I set up full time. I was working hail for probably 4 or 5 months solid, like 4 months solid, and trickled off throughout towards the end of the year. I repaired quite a bit of vehicles. Yep.
Yeah, that's a nice shot in the arm, I would have to imagine. To have that kind of hail volume come through.
Yeah.
How did you manage that? Were you doing everything through body shops? Did you handle some of them retail? How did that play out?
So the actual town that got hit is not that large in population. It's just outside of some of the more dense areas. There's only like a couple of body shops. The main one, I went directly there and secured the body shop and worked directly with them. They facilitated and handled a lot of the work with the adjusters. Of course, I was out there writing all the estimates. Amazing relationship that was built. Great people. I'm actually going to go be seeing him here in another day, repair his own vehicle. But great people. I was real fortunate because that's not always the case. And I work with other body shops locally. And, as I just mentioned, the hail that recently occurred was monstrous in size. I've got a roof that I did on Escape, and half the dents require, to be carbon shrinking. And some of the shops that I'm working with right now, I thought that the process would maybe be as smooth and as supportive, and it just wasn't. And on top of that, just being such extreme damage, it just wasn't really worth it. It hit out west of town in Cowtown, so it's not like it was a lot of cars. It wasn't like, stop what you're doing. But the few that I've looked at and the few that I've fixed, I'm not saying they're more hassle than they're worth. I'm happy to have done it. But right now, I'm already switching back to just big dents.
Right.
Yeah.
So, well, some hailstorms are like, I've seen it too. We had one, what was last year? They all blend together now, but it hailed about an hour and a half north of me. And I saw one car and I said, I want nothing to do with that storm. I'm not going up there to look. I'm not nothing, because those things, they were total. There's just no, broken paint, broken windows.
Yeah. That was this, pretty much, I think almost every vehicle I looked at had cracked paint on at least a single panel. We're talking broken windshield. We're talking overstretched dents. But I successfully saved a few. I did one of the biggest I've ever repaired. So I was kind of proud of that too, in a way. And on to the next one. But last year's, yeah.
Sorry, you said carbon shrinking earlier, which is not the way most people would say it. What equipment are you using for your carbon shrinking? Is it a power PDR box or hot box or?
I use the Cam Auto CBH 100, the car body heater 100. It's just a great machine though, well built. And versus the other boxes out there, the handle mechanism that holds the rod actually has a button, so you can drag around the panel, find the pinpoint spot, then press it. So to me, that's way better.
Does sound nice because I have a hot box and you got to be careful. You got to be
exactly. Especially in tight areas, you're working around a brace or something like that. And to me, the way I'll use it too, of course, I'll go into the dent and find a pit to work it. You have the same machine. Yeah, I love it. I mean, great value as a tool. Right away when I bought it, quite a while ago, and I would say I was using it every other month, saving panels. You got that one? Heck yeah, there we go. See?
Like a lot of people have it, Scotto and Robert Biddle.
Yeah, I think the price at the time would be $800.
I would be I would feel terribly if I didn't give a shout out to Mr. Michael Glidewell, RWL podcast, Full Life people. Get on that.
Great.
Yeah. You gotta love him. You gotta love him. Miss you, brother. We'll see you soon. Yeah. So how much is that? The Carbon Tech, or I'm sorry, you said Cam Auto.
Car body, Cam Auto, the car body heater 100, CBH 100. I believe the cost was around $800 at the time. So smoking hot deal. You're trying to learn something new. And I tried it out and used it on chrome, baby. That chrome bumper life.
Yeah, how'd that go?
It actually moved it with some good success. And I think that if you were in a discrete area, you could use it to actually successfully repair stuff. But it did want to leave a texture in the chrome finish. Chrome's unforgiving. But for what I was doing, man, it was actually like really helpful. So kind of neat. I want to play with that some more. I've been meaning to pick up a junk bumper and try and perfect that a little bit.
Yeah. Are there guys posting that they're doing that kind of thing, or I've not heard of anybody using something like
There's a YouTube video out there on it. I forget who posted it. I thought it was Keith Constantino. I'm not sure, but I bet if you Googled car body heater 100 chrome bumper, I mean, you'll probably find the video that I came across a long time ago. And I had a situation where I tried it out. So yeah.
All right. Well, I'm gonna check into it for sure.
Play with chrome, y'all. Will you offer a chrome repair?
No. I mean, I've done it. It's not fun, and I'm not happy with the result. Like I've probably a half a dozen times done it, and every time I'm like, I don't feel good about it. And even if it's probably 50-50, the customer will be like, oh no, that looks great. And I still am like, and I still give them a discount because I don't like it, or whatever. And it's not worth it. And I mean, one time wore out my shoulder. It's just, for me, I'm gonna pass. There's enough standard dents out there that I don't need to pursue that.
Yeah. I'm with you. Same here. I shouldn't even know. I had posted it on my Instagram and then had gotten a quote request for it like 3 weeks later and turned it down.
Yeah.
But in the right scenario, I might say yes. I think I can help. I'd probably still say yes again to something. But not for me either.
Oh, Christopher Allen is asking about, has anyone hear about the franchise company that advertises chrome? bumper
I
repair.
have. I've heard about
There
them.
used to be like I think it was the bumper man or
The bumper
something
man.
like that up here, and I would see him at some of the dealer lots from time to time, but it's been a long time since I saw any of that.
It's something that I'd like to learn and get better at, because even back in the day, I remember trying to bump dents out in the body shop out of the chrome. You know what I'm saying? And over in Brazil, Wallace Rodriguez, if you guys have ever heard of him, he's sick technician from Brazil. And he has a video where they did it. And a lot of what they do is a sandbag. They lay the bumper, flip it upside down, and you beat it from the inside, hammer and dolly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. But man, his results come out beautifully. And I think a lot of it has to do with hitting it with the right mallet. They use like a soft faced mallet, a lot of leather tip and wooden dowels. So it's something that I wanted to try and play with and make some new dowels and some leather tip dowels to hit with. So
Yeah.
that's something that I've thought about trying to learn better.
Yeah, I mean, like I say for myself, you see the guy doing it, he's just curious the results. Yeah. For myself, there's enough PDR out there that I mean, it would be cool to learn how to fix a bumper, and it would be a great value add for the company. But at the same time, going back to the social media aspect, like you have to pick and choose those battles and what's worth going after and what's not worth going after. And right now, I don't think for me, it's not bumper repair. And, even if I was in a scenario where I had a shop, I think, Matt Moore, Easy Dent, Shuddy now, more and more guys are adopting, PPF and ceramic coating, I think are better options.
Easier way to make a dollar.
If you want to spread your wings and get some more income,
it's more of a skill.
Yeah. And whatever. And some people may, I get it. Like there's a ton of enjoyment that comes from fixing the dent, and there's probably a ton of enjoyment that comes from fixing a bumper as well. So, everybody's got to squeeze their own orange and decide what kind of juice they want. So
I love fixing plastic bumpers.
Do you?
I don't know about you. Yo, dude, I love plastic bumper repair. Oh, I love it. I love when I get like a nice sharp crease, the big old dents. I've got a few bumpers that I did this past year, and I was so surprised they came out. I was so pumped. But plastic bumpers to me are great. I love doing them.
And more power to you. That for me.
Do you like plastic?
No, it's the same thing. Like I can get it 80, 90%, but there's always still a weird little wiggle left or whatever. Really? And I guess it depends on the severity. I've had some of them turn out great, but I don't know. I just always am like, I'm not, because most of the time there's paint damage associated with that as well. And I'm not painting anything, no matter what.
Yeah.
That's a hard line for me. No touch up, no nothing. I lost one to Don Kavanaugh just yesterday. The dude was like, I gave him my price and whatever. And he's like, well, the guy in Minnetonka said he would, take care of the touch up for me. And I'm like, I don't carry paint. I don't do paint. If that's better for you, tell Donnie I said hi, because I'm not.
If the client supplies the paint touch up pen, you will touch up for him?
Yeah. If they did that, I said, if they had a touch up paint, but same scenario. Like I'm not, I know there's better touch up guys than me out there. I mean, if I had a shop, that would be a different scenario where I was in a controlled environment, but doing it outside on a rainy day, I don't want to deal with it.
No, it's cool for you to say and admit, not everything is everyone's cup of tea, 100%. There's no arguing that. If you don't find joy out doing it, then don't do it, because it will show, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I think that applying touch-up pen for our clients goes hand in hand. And there's a right way and a wrong way to do it, of course. But I definitely think it helps with our service.
Oh,
And
there's no doubt.
yeah,
Like I said, I just lost one yesterday because I wouldn't do it.
yeah.
Well, and he didn't have a touch-up pen. So
Well, I usually bring that up. I tell them, I say, oh, well, because I'm probably going to schedule them a week plus. So I say to them,
yeah,
hey, you can easily purchase this at the parts department and/or check your O'Reilly Auto Parts. They carry a lot on the shelf. Here's your
yeah.
paint code. It's right here. I mean, to me, that's always. I only keep like generic white and generic black on me, but anything else, I just say, oh yeah, make sure to go ahead and order that up. That was the scenario for this afternoon. I had one like that. I got one next week like that. Happily do it. Easy peasy. So the touch
Christopher
up.
Allen
Oh,
says
Chris is
genius.
mixing paint like a boss.
Yeah, yeah. He's
Sorry,
got
Chris.
got a nice little setup in his shop. He posts on social
Beautiful
media.
shot. Yeah.
Not
He
a,
posted it.
not a
It's
huge
fair game.
secret, but yeah,
No, fair
he's
game. Boss
he's
move,
a
bro.
smart guy, and he's one of those guys that's good at everything he does. So he'll crush that for sure.
Yeah,
I already
Christopher.
know he's already doing it. But yeah, Adam Jones is saying plastics easy.
Oh, come on, man. It ain't
Man,
that easy.
thank you guys, everybody, so much for all these comments. It's hard to keep up. I think this is going back to the bumpers thing. Yeah.
Don't be straight and rechrome. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah, that's old school. That's probably even before me. But yeah, rechroming. There used to be a plant here in Fort Pierce that'd do it. That used to
Yeah.
be the
So we
thing.
got a Facebook users do it as a courtesy if they provide the touch up. Yeah.
I charge.
Usually what I'll say. Like I'll if you got it, I'll put it on for you. But this was a different scenario. This guy had a pretty fucking sweet 1 year old Infinity Q50, carbon accents everywhere. Like you could tell
it needed to be
super picky. And
sure.
I wasn't going to be out there, with my
shaky.
Lack of coffee hands.
I don't have it with me. Otherwise, I'd show you how I do it. Using the pen, and I take a business card and I'll dab the paint onto that, and then I take the fine ballpoint pen and I wipe it off dry, and I'll lightly dip that in, and using that fine metal tip, you can apply extremely light, right into the small pinpoint area. I don't know if you use it.
I mean, you have the beard for it, but if your hair was just a little bit more froed out, you could be like, oh, we're gonna fill in this happy little chip right here. You could totally Bob Ross that shit.
That's funny.
I just think of you with a business, like a tiny paint palette business card.
No, yeah. But you know what though? Actually, clients, it's another thing that you can teach to your client. And I think that being able to show them that, in that little thing, I've gotten a lot of good response on that alone. Like, oh, that was really neat how you did it that way. Matt Boyette. Oh, Mr. Matt.
Boyette's our Facebook user. If you click the StreamYard link and give them permission, then they'll know. What do you got there? Support your local Dent Slayer. Let's go. Yeah, I just got finally. I don't know why it took me so long, but I just got the interchangeable tip one. I seen it at MTE.
Dude, sick tool. Yeah. I fixed that, man. I fixed that black bedside with monster hail. Holy heck! And being able to go through the factory top bed rail caps without, I used to just tear it up. And what an awesome tool! I got a few different varying tips. Man, I really like that tool. Love it. Really love it. That's probably I might say it's the favorite that I picked up from the last show, but it might easily be. I think that's helped me out. Love that tool. Yeah. That's really helped me out.
I've been enjoying it. I just started using it this this week. I think I did a box opening, and I was in there. And yeah, one thing I'll say, there was no O-ring on that tip, and I almost lost it because it was hanging on my my Dent Slayer cart. And when I went to grab it off, I mean, there was maybe one thread left holding that tip on.
Did you buy a bunch of Dent craft tips? Because they work with it as well.
Yeah, they got all the 3/8 quarter 20 stuff. I bought a pack of the VIP quarter 20 tips. So
okay, I'll have to check that out.
I
don't know if I've seen them yet.
I haven't even used one yet. I just immediately I put a cherry cap on the Dent Slayer tip that comes from A1. And then I coat now. I have that Glexo Magic. I coat my cherry tip in that. And that will extend the life of your cherry tip by, I don't know, 1,000.
Do you coat the metal or the plastic?
The rubber.
Dude, I was using the black plastic, black rubber plasticky ones. And those really burn through that. You can burn some holes on them. But I took tape. I was just taking, and for my R4, I taped up the metal, and then I really popped that bad boy on. And I've had a cherry cap going now for like months. Months. By putting tape on the metal so it's not, putting that metal on the back.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Good little hack.
Yeah, for my cherry cap on my hail rod, that's what I use it for. So I'm not popping cherry caps all the time. And I mean, that same cherry cap's been on that hail rod for like ever.
Love it. Yeah, I won't make you repeat that. It was hilarious. So I'm gonna go get another lemonade. Tell everybody what kind of tape you're using. Tessa tape?
Masking tape, Tessa tape. Yeah, I actually, so in the dealership world, they use that Tessa tape for wire harnesses. You'll probably be familiar with already. So the Tessa tape I have and use for my business is from like 8 years ago when I worked in the body shop at Ford that the mechanics had gave me. And I mean, I've had this same roll, and it's down to like the last bit. So I use it so sparingly now. So like if I'm breaking that Tessa tape, I just out of sight, out of mind. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's just one of them things I don't think about. So I do need some more Tessa tape.
I think Edgy Tools makes a little deal that you snap onto your tape roll that allows you to tear it off. That Tessa tape is so hard to cut. You got to have a scissors or a razor blade basically to rip it. You can't rip it by hand.
I generally have a pocket knife on me every day.
Yeah, but it's a pain in the butt. Yeah, I don't know. I see Dentless Touch. Christopher Ray always has that thing on there, and every time I see him use it, I'm like, I gotta buy one of those, and I always forget. But
yeah, that'd be a great add-on for sure, though. It definitely make life a little easier.
Yeah.
The little things that count.
The little things. So, all right. What a blessing. You got hail, 6 months into starting your own business, and that went pretty dang good, the way it sounds. So what other things, in the last year, is there any, what do you think was the biggest needle mover for you as far as running your business? What made life easier, made money come in better? Any of those?
What made it better for me or easier for me? Having a great wife. That's the truth, man. If it ain't the truth. Had a lot of good support. Of course, wife and family. But guys like Chris, Matt, and anyone else who interacts with me online has been a huge help. Just guys who I've got to know, who I can lean on for a bit of advice. And sometimes you think you know the answer, and you need that confirmation, man, and you need to talk things through. And we all have them tough days, and just I think that's that power of social media, like you said, about being around. You can make some relationships with people and get to know them, and that definitely is what helped me keep chugging along. You know, still constantly searching for answers and
Oh
what
yeah.
direction I want to take this. But also just trying to enjoy it for what it is and not overcomplicate it. You know.
Yeah, yeah. No, absolutely. Yeah. The people around you, I mean, the people you surround yourself with, and all the opportunities you have to network, just take them. And speaking of which, let's talk about real quick a couple events coming up. So I just found out about this a couple days ago. Kiko is doing a glue pole repair certification training at Gas Monkey Garage, April 21st and 22nd. That's kiko.com/GMG. You can learn all about that. If you like Gas Monkey and you like glue pulling, just go. It pains me that I'm not able to make this one. Like, just the timing of it's not going to work for me because I'm already signed up for Mega Media and it's an open house the following week. So that'll be Mega Media event with Dent Trainer and is the 27th, 20 or 28th, 29th of April, and then the Anson Open House is the 30th. So, guys, get to these events, meet your fellow techs, and you can grow your network. So that's I'm a big proponent of going to any local tech meetups, any of the events, MTE obviously, and all these things are immensely valuable. So do your best to get to those things. But yeah, so you had obviously shout out to Laura and the rest of your family, but you got a good support network around you. Yes, I'll see you there, Mo. That's awesome to hear. I'm glad to hear you're coming. But yeah, so having all that stuff, a support network is important, but hard to duplicate. And so beyond that, is there something you did tactically or intentionally to move your business in the direction you wanted it to go, as far as whatever
I
it may
think
be?
just showing up, giving my daily best. And, I would say, like I mentioned in the beginning, being thankful for all the reviews and support. I think, the feedback from my clients. I'm a huge believer in that the reviews are just, man, they're so valuable. If I told you how many of the clients who use my business now based off of my reviews, and that I think in my direct local area, well, for one, I do have the most reviews, and I think when you read through them, I think they really show, um, and that right there is really powerful. And if I were to say what moves the needle of my business to attract people who want a nice job, that's exactly it. And that's dependent completely upon the individual and the way you run your business, who you are. That's not any like, I'll happily say it. I don't know. Other than that, I truly, I don't know. I don't have major numbers to look at and be like, the vast majority of my business came from, Google calls or, direct data. I don't have anything like that to really study, you know.
Yeah.
But
Not a big
the best,
analytics guy, which I'm
no, I'm
not
not.
either.
I'm not.
I just kind of go by feel. So I know, like, for me, YouTube was huge. Getting some YouTube videos out there and advertising on YouTube was huge for me. But yeah, and reviews are huge too. And I gotta do much better with that. And somebody asked who trained you, and if you want to touch on that real quick, but that would have been covered in our first episode. If I was smart,
Yeah.
I would know what episode number that was. What? Who did train
I
you?
don't
Talk
know.
about that real quick.
I mean, truthfully, I'm self-taught. I just did a ton and ton of research online, watched a lot of videos, but I do speak about that and how I got my start and like, who would give me pointers and stuff. I do talk about it in the other podcast, but really I did teach myself how to do paintless dent repair. I was already such, a long time, body technician and painter. So once I got an understanding of the concept, I was able to grow rapidly, and I think that's getting more and more common now. As far as skill set, for techs, the technology and all the information's out there. It's just the hard work and the hours and the repetition, and I just would spend so much time. And look, I'm over here talking about fixing chrome bumpers and stuff. Like to me, I really do. I love trying to push myself and fix something really challenging, and I'll work as hard as I can and put all maximum effort to try and learn and get better at this.
Yeah,
I think that's the only way you're going to succeed. Sal Contreras used to talk to me about that as like, if you want to be recession proof, you better, you're going to have to like get to that level, and that's like kind of my goal. Like I want to be as great as I can be at doing this.
Absolutely. Yeah. Is it Undeniable? A book comes to mind, something like Undeniable or something of that nature. But yeah, be so good that they can't deny you. Like if you're the best in the biz, you're always going to have a spot. And I think your attitude, the way you have always carried yourself around me, it seems that your give a damn meter is pegged in the red all the time. You're always trying to do your best, and I think it was that way probably when you started your auto body career as well. And this is just kind of a natural progression into PDR. So who knows? Maybe you'll be the chrome bumper king of Florida in no time. Just because it's hard. Just because it's hard. I sit here and say, "Don't do it, James. It's too hard," and you'll say, "I'm gonna do it because it's too hard."
I have to do it. No, yeah. I mean, yeah, no, exactly. It really is that I just care a lot, so that does drive me to try and just learn and consume it. I've always been that way though. Whenever I like want to take on a new hobby or anything, like I'm gonna go all the way. Like I want to know everything about it. I'll do all the research. I'm kind of an overthinker. Always have been this way, but like when I just become very obsessed about it, so and exactly that, the natural progression, because as far as body tech goes, like I had, done all facets. Like I did all of it, all the way through structural repairs. I mean, I sectioned full frame rails. So I'm like, I wanted to do it all, and early on. So that's just kind of who I am, But as far as paintless dent repair, I mean, I'm not the best by any means. I'm just trying to do what I can with my hands. That's it.
Yeah, you're pretty damn good, James. You're pretty damn good. Don't sell yourself short. And I mean, you're still chasing that one guy out of Central Florida. I forget his name. He's pretty good. See his videos all the time. Central Florida Dent Repair. I can't.
The other day, I was listening to his podcast that he was doing, and I think it was with Ginger Bros.
Yeah,
and he called me. I was saying something, and he was like, "Oh, I can't say that. You're my competition." And I freaking laughed. The man competes with no one.
Yeah,
I don't see.
There you go. That's undeniable. Like Bryce,
the man competes with no one.
But
I think it doesn't matter what market. I mean, whether you have a bunch of technicians or not. I mean, this isn't competition. We're such a niche business. There's only going to be so many technicians and businesses in your area who offer this service. There's more than work out there than we could ever shake a stick at. It's not a competition for me. If the other guy's doing well, I'm happy to hear it.
Yeah.
I hope you get the next job. It's all good. There's another one coming.
Yeah.
You know?
As am I. Like I said, I lost the job to Don yesterday. I went and visited Q today. I talked to a bunch of techs in my area. I'm not like, oh, how dare you get that job? It's not. There's plenty to go around. There's so much work out there. If you put yourself out there and you do care about what you're doing, the work's naturally going to come to you. And then at some point it just becomes a matter of managing your time and schedule in such a way that you're still making good money and you're not killing yourself. Because you can get caught in that trap too, where you have too much work. And for me, it seems like if you start scheduling people more than 2 weeks out, you start getting a lot of shit falling through. And maybe I could be doing a better job of cementing those appointments or what have you.
Have you gone to deposits? I know that's a huge topic in our business right now, and it's something that
I have not.
Yeah.
I guess I would consider it, but I don't what I did to solve that problem is just turn off all my advertising, and I still stay busy and I don't have any marketing spend. So it's like,
yeah,
this is okay with me. Like, I don't,
yeah.
there's less BS phone calls and,
Yeah, because the people who are actually finding you really they've done more research and they're actually, I'm kind of in a similar situation. I mean, I'm thankful for what I receive at the moment, but I'm trying not to get too far out and overwhelmed at the moment. As far as everything went for me as of last year, I was just sitting down doing numbers on it. I did more than twice what I wanted to do. So I just did you
So
start
Matt
doing
Myers,
mostly retail body shops or a lot of wholesale?
yeah. Matt Myers is asking, did you start doing mostly retail body shops or a lot of wholesale? Which is covered in it's episode 11, by the way. I looked it up. Episode 11, James talks about a lot more about his training, but and I guess training, you trained yourself more or less, but he worked at a body shop.
Yeah, well, he's asking like, what's the focus of my business? The majority of where does my business come from? And as of now, it's primarily just retail clients, individuals. I do have some commercial accounts and body shops that I'll work with and take care of, but primarily, 80% or better. But I've definitely made some, like I mentioned, doing that Hailstorm. That's a great account. I think referrals that you get from the body shops are extremely valuable. These are people who really want their car fixed. They're already getting educated that we're a better option. I think that you can get great body shops. It goes hand in hand. In my local area, a lot of the good ones that I was working with, though, unfortunately, have been bought out by big corporations. So it kind of trickled down, and then you kind of got to reinvent with what you're doing, right? So I think just trying to continue to my goal in getting business is just a very slow climb. I'm not in a rush. Like I don't need to get there right now. I'll continue to get busier and busier as time moves on. So I'm just focused on just trying to get quality repairs done for my clients that can give me feedback. Who edits my videos? I do them. Yep, I edit all my videos.
What are you using to edit?
What I use InShot, I believe, is what I'm using at the moment.
InShot, never heard of it. Is that just an app you can get on your phone, or do you have to get on the laptop and get serious?
Yeah, it's a phone based. Everything I do is on my phone. Even run my business, it's all on my phone.
I'm the same. I use Splice. I just switched over to Splice, and I've been liking Splice a lot. It's I think $100 a year, but What I
How's the
learned,
music?
it's good. It's good. There's a lot of good music on Splice.
Okay.
And yeah, that's the one thing that I did learn. Like I was trying to be like, well, I'll use iMovie and then I'll bring music in from here and I'll do this because I was trying to be cheap. Just as they say in Rounders, pays that man his money. And anytime you can pay for time, it's a good investment. And having a quick, easy thing on your phone you can just quickly do, or you can do while
Yes.
you're sitting on the couch, whatever. It's just so much better. Find one that you think you're gonna like and pay the subscription fee and just
Yeah.
it's
InShot is very affordable. I forget the total cost of it, and or like Canva is real popular to use for editing things. But I use
yep.
InShot. Yeah. And it works just fine for me. I mean, videos don't need to be too sophisticated, in my opinion. Mine aren't. So,
Yeah. So Matt Myers, awesome to hear that. I'm in the same place where you were when you started your business. Body that guy that also does PDR, or a PDR guy that also does body. Yeah. Yeah, it's a pretty common transition. And speaking of body guys that also do PDR, Corey Nichols made the same jump and he's crushing it out there. PDR Cowboy on TikTok. If you guys want to see some good shit, check out the PDR Cowboy on TikTok. I love your stuff, Corey. That's awesome. So, and he does some sick repairs too. Like,
yeah, Corey's
so
great, man.
cool.
Yeah,
It's so cool to see you guys like make that transition and because I mean, so many people want to throw shade at that and be like, oh, all these body guys are just going to become PDR guys and we're all going to be out. But it's only from what I can see, and I don't know, I probably pay closer attention than most, but from what I can see, the guys that are coming out of the body tech world and crushing it, like you, like Corey Nichols, there's a ton of them. There's a handful of them, and you guys are all great guys, and you all have the same outlook and attitude, and you can really tell that you guys care, and that's the most important thing in my mind for our industry as a whole, is that we have really good technicians out there doing good quality work, so that every customer, every one of us touches affects PDR as a whole. Because if somebody is going out there doing hack jobs and fucking things up, that customer forever is going to say PDR is a scam and don't do it. But if they get a great tech and get a great experience, then the same is true, and PDR grows and flourishes. So that's
the statistics have shown, of course, get the more information out there. But if you are still a body tech and you want to take it full time, it took me 2 years to really prepare and build up and build momentum and get ready to do it full time. And extremely happy that I went forward with it and took the leap. But running a business and being in business for yourself is completely different than just repairing a vehicle. The true success is in all the other things necessary. It's not in repairing a car. Your success is going to be on, based on all the other steps that you're going to take to do well.
Oh yeah.
And I tell body guys all the time, a few of them, they definitely have the skills. I don't know if they have the patience for it. But I'll tell them, I'm like, hey man, it's like, cool, you can fix a dent. Like, are you going to be able to go sell that to Mrs. Jones and make her hand hand you over the cash? Like, can you sell it, and can you do it, and can you
The
put yourself
sales
out
aspect
there?
of it is huge.
Yeah,
Customer service is
huge,
huge.
man. Yeah,
And
yeah,
all the other BS on the back end. What do you do for accounting? Do you do your own books,
yeah.
or do you do?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
I
well,
shouldn't
good.
anymore. I thought it was going to be smaller than what it was. Of course, like I mentioned. Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
already at the point. I'm like, I don't want nothing to do with it.
yeah. Hire a CPA. You'll be so glad
Yeah,
you did.
yeah.
That would,
Okay, good. That's great advice. I probably need it right now.
yeah.
That's what I'm doing.
That's huge for me. I mean, I do at the end of the month. I run my report out of Mobile Tech RX, send it to my accountant, send them my bank statements. Done.
Yeah.
And they handle everything. They send
It's
statements
probably
to my
a
dealers.
Yeah, it's probably a really valuable tool I need to invest in, you know.
Yeah. And it should only be, whatever, a few $100 a month. I think I have, a couple of businesses, so it's a little bit different, but yeah, I think mine is like $600 a month total. And that covers all of getting my taxes done at the end of the year too. So I don't have a lump sum at the end, at tax time where I got to pay for it. Not only do I got to pay taxes to Uncle Sam, but this way the CPA has everything already done, and they just say, all right, we need a couple of forms and we're done. So that's huge. That saves, I couldn't tell you how much time that saves. And like I always say, if you can pay for time, it's usually a pretty fucking good deal. So do it.
I wanted to show you my logo that I just had redone.
You got a new
Let me show
logo.
you this. Let's see this. Let's see if this will pop. Where is this?
There you go.
Where am I?
Bones Dent Repair. The eagle is flying and holding a hammer and a tool. I love it.
What do you think about that thing? I got
It's
a few. He made me like a full logo pack. I got put on by Matt Boyette. This one, I love this thing, dude. Looking sick.
Yeah.
Looking good. I'm excited for that.
Where'd you get that done? Boyette turned you onto this company. Where did you get? Do you want to divulge it?
I mean, it's not. I guess it's not really a secret. Yeah, he's got an Instagram profile. I can maybe like post it up or whatever. Or if you go onto my page, I think I'm tagged or something right now. I was probably gonna make a post after I swap it all over and figure out how I want to use it all. Then I was gonna probably make a post about it. But yeah, good creator. So yeah, he did a good job. It came out real nice.
Super cool. Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
I've used Fiverr, I've used Upwork, I've used Logo Tournament. I've had mixed results with all of them. I'd say if you want one logo and you're starting from scratch, Logo Tournament is really good because you get a lot of different options to look at it and you kind of weed your way through. It can be fairly expensive. You have to get the good package in order to get good results. So if you pay cheap, you're not going to get as many qualified people. So you always get what you pay for.
Yeah. So like when I started my brand, this is my original eagle. It's still posted out there. I really just wanted something of who we are, whatever. My wife picked our name and the whole deal. And truthfully, and I really love the look of my original logo, right? But the text is too small and too kind of grunge, and but everyone loves it, But I wanted to wrap my truck. Okay, I was like, oh, Tom, I really need to get some signage. I'm missing out on this business. I was really hot on it. I went to my local guy, and I just really didn't like the way they were blowing up and putting it on the truck and everything else. So I went to a second designer, and right away he was like, we need to redo this. And I started to go down this rabbit hole of design work. And I started spending hundreds of dollars. and got really nowhere. And I was really kind of bummed, because at the end of the day, all I wanted was to put my logo on my truck.
Yeah.
And yeah, but then of course, talking to people, good people in our business, and who've helped. So Matt helped me go there. So I think that the new logo, in its own way, is really good because I think the text stands out a bit more bold, more legible. I think it's going to help me. And if I do decide to put some, lettering and things on my truck,
Yeah. Well,
that's kind
you
of a
got the
big thing.
same problem as me, and that's wings. Gray duck. The fucking wings are really tough when it comes to embroidery, when it comes to wrapping your anything you do with your logo.
It's a pain.
If you have fine detail. Oh, here we go. So
Yeah,
I went to like a more automotive, like I was kind of biting Bentley or Aston Martin or whatever.
Yeah. Look at this. Where is it? I thought I seen it earlier. I'm gonna find something real quick. But yeah, I started to go down that path too. I was like, maybe I should redraw it like this. I thought I seen that drawing up here earlier. Anyways, yeah. If you're gonna start your business, the branding is so important. I think I definitely don't know. I know absolutely zero about it. I just kind of wanted a cool looking eagle. But now, you learn exactly that. This is a lot about what did you learn. I think that if I was creating a business, I probably maybe would have wanted a more corporate name, something very just clean and simple and modern. Maybe to kind of go with who I am as well. But no regrets. I love where it's at and the way it looks at the moment. I wanted to find that drawing. I'll forget about it. So anyways, that's kind of like a big thing of what I'm doing right now.
Yeah, post it on your Instagram tomorrow, or post it in the Dents and Dreams Facebook group tomorrow.
Okay, there we go. Yeah, that's awesome.
Everybody can see it there. But
Thank you.
because I don't know if you want it on your Instagram for everybody to see. I know you're already in the middle of rebranding with a new logo. You don't want to confuse people even further by posting 17 different ones.
Yeah, true that.
Yeah.
So.
Man, tons of fun. I just looked up. I didn't even realize we're over an hour already, which is, in the podcast world, they say that's all that people have attention span for. But I don't know. Is there anything you think like we didn't cover that we should cover, or that you think would be of good value to guys that are starting a business?
Your podcast is Dents and Dreams, man. If you have a dent repair dream, make it happen, man. Life's too short. It's one thing I do know. I've done my best to try and enjoy this ride. If you want to go for it, man, just do your best. Go for it.
Yeah. So you would say you lost me.
I lost y'all a long time ago. I'm pretty boring.
Facebook user, I think it's still Matt Boyette, says, I lost you. You lost me at 1 minute. That's
man.
Priceless. No, but I mean, do you have any regrets? Like you started this business, you're about a year and a half in now.
No, I don't have any regrets. I mean, I get a lot of fears, you know what I mean? It's, a lot of fears of growth, because like I touched on quickly, it's like I had to do so much to prepare. And like, at the time I was working like madman to make all that happen and go for it. And, so like, it felt like this wild roller coaster ride of like event after, all these big life events, things happening, and and so I wanted you think that you're going to start your business and get to this point of like, content. It's just never the way it goes, and that's exactly what it is. And right now I'm considering options of doing different things and trying to not have fears of doing them, right?
Right.
Especially, I think there's a lot of uncertainty out there, at least what I've been gathering lately. And so just trying to be
Oh yeah.
smart with my moves, but always got to land on your feet, you know.
Yeah. Well, all you can do is your best, and it's gonna be what it's gonna be. And if you worry about, and obviously you're not in this camp. You started your business, not even a year into a pandemic crazed world, and it was strange times. It still is strange times. There's no certainty in anything, and if you're gonna wait for certainty, you're
Yeah,
never gonna fucking do it. You're never
yeah,
gonna do it. If you're gonna wait for everything to be in its little place, you're never gonna do it. So if you have that thought, just do it, and just do your fucking best, and you'll get there. Like, it took for me, my dad had a stroke, and I was like, oh shit, it's time to, what are we waiting for here? And whatever eye opener it is, like maybe it's this right now, me and James sitting here saying, open your fucking eyes and just do it, because tomorrow is not promised to
oh yeah,
anyone.
man.
And look, for me, looking back, it was the best thing I ever did, was start my own business. And that's why I asked you if you had any regrets. And it was fun to watch you struggle to find one, because how could you? I mean,
No regrets, of course. But I love the life lessons I keep learning from it.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Learning
I would say,
so
I
much
mean,
more.
yeah. If
Yeah, and
that
just
is,
becoming a better person from it. For sure.
yeah, if that is in your, in your personal makeup, like you are somebody that is always wanting to learn, yeah, starting your own business will force you to do that. And and some areas are probably things that you don't necessarily want to learn about. uh like I said, the whole CPA thing, like I knew immediately. I was like, oh, we are not doing this for very long at all. So let's get a
That's where I'm at.
CPA going immediately, because I'm not going to be sitting in front of the computer moving numbers around. That is pure boredom for me. So I will pay for that time gladly. And whatever. Some people might like that more than others. I mean, you have guys like Matt Moore. I mean, he's a numbers whiz, and wouldn't be I wouldn't be surprised if he has a CPA, but he digs into the analytics. He does all of that stuff. So I don't know. You just got to do what's right for you. And the whole point of having your own business, in my mind, is freedom. And, do whatever that means for you. And, you can hire out your advertising, you can hire out your accounting, you can hire out just about everything. So figure that part out, and I don't know. Fucking live your dreams. That's what we say at the end of every podcast. I don't know. That's
There
what
we
it's all
go.
about.
You just said it. Tell them once again, live them dreams.
Hell yeah. That's Matt Myers. Let's see. That speaks to me. I'm sitting here at the collision center fixing a door for way too little money, giving someone else most of that money. Yeah, well.
Yeah,
Do what you got to do, Matt.
Yeah, Matt. You ever want to talk about that feeling? I can tell you about it. That's okay.
Yeah. We've all been there in one capacity or another. So, trust me. Just set up your plan and make it happen. Because I mean, whatever. I mean, you can wait for tragedy to strike like me, or you can do it how James did it. But sooner or later, you got to shit or get off the pot. Robert Bitter.
PDR can change your life.
Change your life. Yeah, it definitely changed mine. So I don't know. I could rant and rave on this topic forever, James. So let's put let's put a bow on this sucker, because otherwise things are going to get too real too fast. Yeah, I don't know. I think that's it. What, Christopher Allen? What? Oh, what did I do? Oh, he's talking about the comment from earlier. Yeah.
Well, John, thank you so much, man. I super appreciate chatting with you as always. Being on this show is just incredible. Anyone who tuned in, you guys are great. And, just thank you so much, man. Appreciate you, John.
Hey, thanks for coming on. And, again, guys, just go follow Bones Dent Repair. Check out what James is doing. You got questions on anything, hit him up in the DMs or what have you. And, man, always fun to talk to you, James. And maybe we'll do it again 1 year from now. We'll see how everything plays out. But I don't know. It's always fun talking to you. And thanks to everybody watching. And until next time, live your dreams. Oh, I didn't even have the outro queued up. Who lives their dreams and doesn't have the outro queued up? Seriously. This guy.
Just wanted to thank you for listening to another episode of Dents and Dreams. And if you have any questions, comments, concerns, compliments, or complaints, I can be reached at Dent Reaper across social media. And be sure to subscribe to the Dents and Dreams Facebook group and or YouTube channel, because that's where it'll happen if and when we go live. Thanks again.